See immigrants that knows the worth and value of Black Americans. See what they are saying about Black Americans. See how they are appreciating Black Americans. See all the good things that Black Americans have done. You know, that's why I keep saying it in my videos. And it's not like I'm attacking African immigrants especially, but I keep saying it in my videos, right? That if you respect the people that built America, which are the Black Americans, there is no way they are also not going to respect you. There is no way you are not going to be having peace and unity in their country. Now, when I saw these clips on my FYP, I was like, these are some immigrants that have sense. These are some immigrants that are grateful. These are some immigrants that have done a background check of what Americans have been through, what Black Americans have been through in the hands of America. These are immigrants that understood the depth of them coming to another man's country for greener pasture. Because if it was so rosy in your own country, you would have just stayed in your country. And when I see Africans attacking me in my comment section, oh, you're doing this because of views. Oh, you're doing this because of money. Honestly, if I'm doing this because of views alone, I would have been tired already. I would have been tired already. Because at the end of the day, check. Some of my videos, I get 1,000 views. Some even less than that, some 2,000 views. Although some still perform well. So whenever you see truth as an African person, as any other person, I would advise you to just say your honest opinion without a fear or favor of anything. Now these immigrants are coming to say good things. I cannot come here and be like, they are not saying good things, they are saying bad things. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But anyways, welcome to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches you have in our today's episode. And yes, with that being said, let's watch what these immigrants are saying to Black Americans. And I'll be back with commentaries.
Shout out to Black Americans, dead ass. I know I've talked about this in the past, but I feel like I don't talk about it enough. And also, I feel like they don't get enough credit. I don't think black people all around the world understand that the United States is by far the safest country in the world today for black people to migrate to because of Black Americans, because of their ancestors' sacrifice, including this birthright citizenship that everybody and their mama enjoys, that Donald Trump is trying to get rid of. This was enacted because of Black Americans. And it breaks my heart the way a lot of people come to America and not only turn a blind eye to their plight, but also talk shit and shit on them, in spite of the fact that America is all they know and they're doing their best in a country that was not created for them, most especially Africans. But I'm not trying to get into the diaspora war thing because, like I've mentioned before, this is just a bunch of hurt people hurting people. You have to understand that one of the things that makes Black Americans different from every other black people is Black Americans are the only group of black people that actually got to live with white people. Everybody else was left behind in their home countries. I know the Caribbeans were also products of slavery. Those countries, including the Caribbean islands, are majority blacks. The countries that white people wanted to settle in, especially the United States, the black people who were forced to be there, they received a heavier dose of fuck shit. And naturally, Black Americans got to witness what it is about humans that made the Bible say the heart of man is desperately wicked. They got to see that massa don't fuck with nobody but massa, Chad. And a lot of these Africans and Caribbeans who migrate to the U.S. are yet to learn this. That's why y'all be just, when you see a white people, we thank God. This is equivalent to a pick-me woman seeing a very sexy man who's tall, dark, and handsome and everything in her dream, that she just opens herself up to him to get knocked up. But then until she gets to his home to see how he lives, she gets to see that he lives like a pig. Dirty dishes, dirty laundry, snores and farts in his sleep, takes a shit and forgets to flush it, doesn't even wipe his ass right. Ooh, Chad. Bad breath in the morning, looking a hot mess. Then you come to see the things that makes him human. And then all of a sudden he ain't shit. But you could have figured that out before you let him knock you up if you were not so obsessed by his physical image. Girl, you should have asked baby mama number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You thought 11 was going to be the match number? Yet, in spite of that, Black Americans have been able to persevere and pull away and do their own thing in a country that was not created for them. They have their own art, some of which was taken from them: jazz, hip-hop, rap, their own dialect. And even at that, a lot of the things that they started were stolen from them without credit, destroyed, burned down, called ghetto, and anything but a child of God, child. And yet they still persevere. And to me, this is one of the things that makes them very attractive to me. Like I mentioned before, when I lived in America, black Americans were my favorite group of people because their audacity, bro, their audacity is so fucking powerful. And I know that this is something that a lot of black people, a lot of people in general, but especially Africans, judge them for. I want to see how y'all survive being the black sheep of a family that does not want you, that you're required to be a part of. We can all learn from each other because we're in this shit together. We are stronger together. Uche, peace and love.
I want to give a really big shout out to my black American counterparts. And here's why. I am descendant of people who are immigrants, particularly from Haiti. Them coming here have made them integrate with people that look like this in this country, right? And the thing is, to the naked eye, somebody who's not familiar with the diaspora, they'll think that people that look like this are all the same. It's not true. The thing is, though, we, as immigrants that come to this country, well, I'm not an immigrant, my parents are, they learn from people that look like us. Now, granted, they keep things from their culture, and also they come here and they integrate. It's a natural process that humans do, right? Some easier than others. So we learn a lot from the black Americans that lived here because those are the communities they put us in to work. And we lived amongst them and we learned a lot from them. All of the cool things that I truly enjoy in life, most of it is because of my proximity to black Americans. And I'm not saying I'm not black. This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying, for those who understand, is that black Americans, the African diaspora that was already here, they already had a culture, and boy, it was cool. I felt so validated when I was accepted in their community, and so that when I walked someplace, I had this armor of like coolness, right? And here's the thing: a lot of people take that, and they didn't in turn reject black Americans. They called them out their name. They called them lazy. They call them this and they call them that. Despite the hundreds of years that they've set forth a foundation for people to come here to have a better life, right? Amongst other people groups, but I'm talking particularly of black Americans. That people then in turn make it seem like they're the runts of the group. That is not true. All the coolness that I've adopted is directly from black Americans. And I can't be more thankful for it. And I will go to bat with anybody that says otherwise about specifically black Americans. Someone who is of Caribbean descendant from people who are Caribbean immigrants, I can say that I'm eternally grateful for the foundation they laid so that other people groups could be here and understand what it means to be cool, right? And not to say other people aren't cool. I'm just speaking for the African diaspora that's already here, because us as Caribbean descendant people have been integrated with them, and we get called the same as them. And in many ways, we are the same. I mean, in many ways, we're not the same, but in many ways, we share the same history. It's interwoven. And so to say anything negative about them is to say something negative about anybody, and it's not fair to pick on that group. Because quite frankly, if you ain't cool, you ain't cool.
Do I love my home of origin? I do, but I love America even more. I love America more than anything because America has given me and my family everything so much that I had never ever imagined. Okay, so for that I am forever grateful to America and its people, the American people. I'm grateful to all of you. I don't want to change America. I want to assimilate to the American culture. I want to fit in. I want to be part of America. I want to join our American family. black, white, Latino, Asian, everybody. All of us who love our country, our foundation, our founding fathers, our U.S. Constitution, our flag, okay? God bless America. God bless all of you, the American people. I love you.
I think that if you're in raising only America, you won't even understand how lucky you are. Because like what me and Bless, our family are like from Haiti and stuff. When you get back to there, you get to see like simple little things like motherfucker gotta walk miles and miles away just to get some water. Clean water. You like, damn, I really have it good. So it's like me, every time I, like, no matter what country I go to, whenever I get on that plane to come back to America, I'm like, thank God.
This shows you that these black immigrants will give everybody and anybody credit but black Americans. No, that wasn't luck, buddy. That was done off of black American sacrifice, the Civil Rights Act, right? And on top of that, black Americans built the infrastructure in America. It just didn't happen overnight. That was sacrifice that these black immigrants aren't willing to do back in their homeland to build their own infrastructure, right? And he's Haitian. Like, wow, what happened to the spirit of 1804, Haitian independence? Y'all lost, y'all won your independence, but you still flee. You won your independence, you still paid the French back. And no one wants to go back to Haiti to make the sacrifice to build infrastructure, looking for foreign help. And that's not just Haiti, that's all these black ran or whatever, you know, because they don't consider to be black in their own country. Whatever country you're from as a melanated person, they're not willing to build their own infrastructure. They want somebody else to do it for them. They'll give everybody else credit for everything else, but black Americans credit for making America the way it is, right? America just didn't happen like this overnight. If you look at the Immigration Act of 1924, that was in favor of European immigrants. If it wasn't for the Nationality and Immigration Act of 1964 and 65, America wouldn't be as diverse as it is today. And that was brought to you by black Americans, the sacrifices of black Americans. Nothing was given to us in this country. You have to fight for it.
Instead of acting as if we're burdens or lucky to be here or are the worst part of our society, are discounting all that we've contributed. What if this country said thank you to black Americans this Thanksgiving? What if they said thank you to all that we have done, all that we have created? What if they said thank you for the buildings that you built by hand? Thank you for the recipes that are in our family to this day. Not only did you create them, you cooked them, and now we pass them on. And sometimes we own them as our own, and we build restaurants and make money off of your creativity. What if they said thank you for the culture of our music and our art? What if they said thank you for just bringing the flavor to clothes and music? What if they just said thank you for being? Because we know that although we're only about 13% of this population, we fill the room. We fill the country. There is no America without us. So wouldn't that be dope? Wouldn't it be healing if instead of all the bullshit we get and must tolerate, we're just told thank you? Because thank you is so powerful. And for all the people who aren't doing it, I'd like to say thank you to my brothers and sisters. I am so incredibly thankful for being black, but I'm thankful for the brothers and sisters who make being black, despite everything, so incredibly magical. It's my greatest gift. So thank you.
I've seen people get on here and have the audacity to attack black women for being tired or for being sad and disappointed by the results of this election. And let me say first off, you will not ever attack black women on this page, on this channel. That's one. But two, do you understand that black women have been at the forefront of every single movement? Movements do not move without black women. You want to talk about people who advocate for justice? You want to talk about who the pioneers are, who the revolutionaries are, who the organizers are? It is always black women. Always. And black women are so empathetic and compassionate that they fight your battles as well, that they fight for you as well. In addition to their own struggles, they'll fight for you as well because they know and they have enough empathy to understand what struggle feels like, and they don't want you to have to deal with it either. So they'll advocate for you. They'll fight for you. They'll be empathetic with your situation. But for some of y'all to get on here and have the audacity to attack black women, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Never. You need to be apologizing to black women, apologizing for letting black women down. They've come to bat for this country time and time and time and time and time again. And when it was time for this country to show up for them, as they've shown up for us and shown up for y'all, you did not. So do not get on here and have the audacity to attack black women. Do not do it. Ever. And I can tell how some of y'all are not well versed in history because historically speaking, and I study history as one of my majors, historically speaking, every successful movement in this country, every successful movement in this country has black women to thank for their success. Every single one. When it comes to movements of progression, when it comes to movements of positive change, when it comes to revolutionary movements, every single activist movement, social justice movement in this country aimed at moving the needle forward in advocating for civil rights, for human rights, for equity, for justice, every single movement of social justice has black women to thank for its success. Every single one. And oftentimes what happens is black women's contributions to these movements are erased from history. What happens is their contributions, their actions are often accredited to a man. That's what happens historically, which is a problem in and of itself with misogyny in this country and its inability to give black women the credit that they so rightfully deserve. But we will not ever attack black women on this platform. If I see a comment like that, absolutely not. We're not doing that. And for those of you who are upset with black women, want to let them know your anger and frustration towards them, movements for social justice degrade, they dissipate without the help of black women. Remember that. Movements for social justice, movements for positive change do not make it. They have not made it. They will not make it without the help of black women. So be very mindful and be careful of who you choose to target your anger towards and your frustration towards, and who you choose to attack. Do not attack black women.
I'm outside and I just start crying. I think I have tears of joy because I've looked at how many things that I've been able to accomplish in 8 months of me building my platforms. And so many opportunities and so many amazing people that I have met. And all I can say is that I couldn't be in this position and be this happy without God. And I couldn't be in this position without my mother upstairs, because I know that she's asking for favors that I cannot hear and pulling strings that I cannot see, along with my uncle and my aunt. It's been a long road. It's been years of me being behind the scenes, behind people that were huge, talented people, And I was just motivating them and believing in them and filling their cup, and they weren't filling mine. And I always had the goal and the dream that I wanted to have a huge platform, and I wanted to impact people, and I wanted to make people laugh, and I just wanted to entertain people. And everything that I manifested at 20 is now happening at 30. And it's just, I'm blessed. It's an overwhelming feeling. And shout out to everybody that didn't believe in me. Shout out to everybody that, you know, they laughed at me when I said, oh, I'm gonna meet Tyler and Trevor Noah someday. Everybody that laughed, everybody that didn't believe me, shout out to them. This is, I don't like crying, but I just want to share a real moment with you guys, and I want to continue to share real moments with you guys as I go on this journey, and you guys will go on this journey with me. So thank you guys for all of the shares. Everyone that's new, thank you. Everyone that's been here with me since South Sudan, since Uppity African, since George in the Shoe, since Chris Brown and F&B Stadium, thank you guys so much for your support. Shout out to all of my friends in South Africa that support me and repost my stuff and just pour so much life into me. Thank you guys. And even shout out to the young lady in the Northern Cape that was the first one in South Africa that knew who I was when no one knew who I was, and she believed in me. And we didn't end on great terms, but she was the very first person in South Africa that believed in me and poured into my cup, and I will forever be thankful. Shout out to all of my Latino followers. I have not forgotten about you guys. Shout out to all of my new American followers that have just now found me. I can't wait to share more content with you guys and make you guys laugh and share my thoughts and my ideas with you guys. Excuse me. Cheers to the rest of 2025. Thank you guys for all of your support. And I mean that. And I mean that.
This video is specifically for my Black American family. Yes, guys, I appreciate you all. I appreciate you guys for the love, for your support, for your kind words, for the likes, for everything. You guys are awesome. For supporting me during this time. I really appreciate you all. In fact, you guys are the best. Let's keep the love going, you know. Let's continue to be in good hands. Remember, together we stand. I just appreciate you guys for always supporting my videos, for always liking it, for your kind ways. A lot of you have beautiful souls. If there's anything I've come to realize is that there are good people out there, and a lot of you are good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you guys, thank you. You all have a nice day and keep watching my videos.
Dear Black American women, thank you. Thank you so much for just always showing up and just being at the forefront of what's right and for change and for justice and just always being there for others. People can say whatever they want. People can get mad and upset. The fact that you all are tired, that you don't want to try anymore, that you just are done. Especially when it comes to Gaza and pro-Palestinians. You tried helping when you could, when you were able to, but it wasn't good enough. It was performative. It wasn't enough. And finally, when it was time that you needed others to show up for you and for themselves too, actually, in the long run, They didn't show up. No one showed up. And now that the elections are over, people are coming to you, expecting for comfort, expecting to, what are we gonna do? Or, oh well, like, you know, let's keep going, fighting other rights and everything, other things that are going on in the world. You're done. You're tired. You're exhausted. It just wasn't good enough. No matter what you did, was never good enough. And even when you have the most qualified, overqualified candidate who expressed humanity and love throughout her very short campaign, mind you. She only had 3 months to do this all. Always try to follow justice, speak for the voiceless, and yet always had to be held responsible at a higher standard due to the doings of men. Mind you, Harris is a vice president. She doesn't come up with policies. She just has to uphold them. She is a vice president. But anyways, she gave it her all. You gave it your all. You showed up in numbers at the voting poll. Wasn't enough. Wasn't enough to have her win, because some people chose to be undecided still, not vote at all, vote for Trump out of spite, vote for things Trump is better by all. They think he was better. Whatever their decision is, this is the outcome. This is the result that they need to live with. You're all done here. You don't need to fight for us anymore. You're tired. You need to fight for yourselves and for your peace of mind and for your own well-being. You're done. I get it. You have every right to be. You have every right to be done. You need your rest because you need to refill your own cup. You need to save yourself because no one's going to save you. Well, I'm tired for watching you all just bear that burden every time and just rest. Let us take it on. Let me and hopefully any other Asian Americans, since I look like, I'm Asian American, born here and raised, but let our sisters rest. It is time for the rest of us to carry that torch and let her rest. Let them rest. Let Black Americans rest. They're tired. They're done. Especially Black American women. Enough. Let them rest. Say, hate all you want, this video all you want, to anyone who hates this video. I don't care. No fucks to give. No fucks to give. Say what you want to say. But everyone deserves to preserve their own mental well-being. Because how can you possibly help others when you yourself is being oppressed or being forgotten or not being helped at all when you need help? And Black American women, Black Americans especially, know the feeling of being oppressed. Their entire history, American history, has been ingrained in slavery since being taken over here against their will. And they made use of themselves, and they've been battling discrimination and segregation, everything, and racism till this very day in the 21st century, year 2024. So if they say they're tired, they're tired. Let them rest. Let them be. Let them do whatever they want. They don't want to fight anymore. I don't blame them. I don't blame. What do you expect? What did we all expect? It is what it is. But I'm going to do my best to just maintain strength, but also take care of myself. Everyone take care of yourself. All this doom scrolling and everything, we, at the end of the day, have to love ourselves, love one another, but most importantly, love ourselves and take care of us. Because all this fighting, all this bickering amongst each other, it's not helping anybody. But thank you, especially to Black American women. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we, whole as America, have let you down. Once again. Rest today, and I will continue to fight for love and justice and fairness for all, for everyone, for the goodness of all. I'll fight to continue to live another day. Thank you.
Black America. Ethiopian here with a message for you. This is going to be about as important of a message as any, and I hope that you lend me an ear. I understand that we have our differences. I understand the grievances that we have as a people from Africa and a people in America. I want to ask you to look past that for 1 second and just hear me out. Right off the bat, I want to acknowledge one thing. For those of you who consider yourself indigenous to America, I want you to know that I respect you. I respect your heritage, your history, and your claim. And I also understand that you will never leave America. You would rather fight and die for this land, and that is commendable, and it is your prerogative. My message to all of you melanated people, my people, is this. Consider a mass exodus to Africa. Hear me out. Before you skip the video, just lend me an ear. Allow me to explain. In this country, for over 600 years, you have been held captive in your own land by a people who refuse to acknowledge your humanity. A people who refuse to accept you as equals. While today they hold $138 trillion in net worth, you have 5.9. I tell you what though, that is still a hell of an accomplishment. With that in mind, I also understand, and you also understand, the only way to get equality and your land back in America is civil war. Because politically, it's never going to happen. Here's my thing. What if I told you the greatest way to defeat colonialism in America is not with your blood, but with your absence? What if I told you that you have an alternative to civil war? What if I told you that alternative is Africa? Hear me out. Your community is worth $5.9 trillion. If you today decided to band together under one accord as a black people in America and decided to conduct a mass exodus to Africa, let me show you what you can build for yourself with just a fraction of your wealth. Here's what 14 billion African dollars can build in Africa. Keep in mind, your net worth is 5.9 trillion USD. This is what 14 billion African dollars can build.
Just over 60 kilometers south of Nairobi, on the way to the port city of Mombasa, sits the site of Kenya's newest smart city, Konza Technopolis. The vision of the Kenyan government is to build a broader city from scratch to bring research universities, industry, and government together. The city will be modeled after Silicon Valley in the United States, so it has been nicknamed the African Silicon Savannah. Konza Technopolis, previously called Konza Technology City, has been in development for 15 years, and it is set to position Kenya as a technology leader in Africa and globally. In 2008, plans for Konza City were first revealed as part of Kenya's Vision 2030, a government-led development program with the declared goal of transforming Kenya into a middle-income country, providing a high-quality life to all its citizens by the year 2030. Since its construction in 2019, the project has created more than 400 jobs and trained more than 100 local workers and engineers. Being developed at a cost of $14.5 billion, the city is planned to cover more than 2,000 hectares when fully finished. The project will be Kenya's future hub for business process outsourcing, software development, data centers, disaster recovery centers, call centers, and light assembly manufacturing industries. As a flagship project for Kenya's Vision 2030 for economic development, Konza is planned to be a world-class city, powered by a thriving information, communications, and technology sector and reliable infrastructure. Konza City's master plan follows a stitch framework, consisting of a mixed-use bar that runs east to west off Mombasa Highway and intersects with a series of program bands that run north to south. These bands include areas dedicated to a university, residential spaces, science and technology, and offices. The city will also host commercial buildings, hotels, entertainment centers, a science park, a convention center, shopping malls, schools, and hospitals. An important component of this sprawling technology hub is the inclusion of general and affordable housing for people working and living within the Technopolis, as well as affordable housing for students. But what truly sets Kanza Technopolis apart is its commitment to sustainability. The city is not just smart, it's green. From double-glazed windows and solar panels to rainwater collection, clean sanitation, and waste management, every aspect of Kanza Technopolis is designed for efficiency and eco-friendliness. The focus on green building practices and sustainable materials ensures a clean environment, efficient use of water, and reduced greenhouse gas emissions. With ample green spaces allocated, Kanza Technopolis is expected to be a walkable city, one that includes high-quality public spaces, active and varied amenities, and short commute times between destinations. Moreover, Kanza Technopolis is fostering urban farming technologies to bolster food security and contribute to wildlife preservation within its expansive 1,000-acre wildlife corridor. As a smart city, Kanza will integrate a network of smart devices and sensors in the urban environment, roads, and buildings. Kanza's residents will also have direct access to the collected data, such as traffic maps, emergency warnings, and detailed information describing energy and water consumption. The availability of data will enable Kanza's residents to directly participate in the city's operations, lead more sustainable lives, and improve general inclusion. Shifting our focus to the city's construction, it is being built in stages to accommodate the growing population of 200,000 people. The project's first brick was laid in 2013. In 2019, the Kanza complex was completed, a mixed-use building with offices, a conference hall, and a hotel. The building has adhered to the green building standards and has integrated state-of-the-art technologies.
Are you following me? With a fraction of your wealth, a $14 billion investment from the Black community in America into Africa can not only purchase you land, but it can purchase you an entire city. An entire city in which you can build your own banks, your own educational institutions, your own police, your own everything. But why stop there? With the collaboration of the 54 countries on the African continent to relocate your community to Africa, to expropriate land to you for your own use and your own benefit, to help build a Black American society in Africa. The continent of Africa will surround you with open arms and create a pathway for you to not just build your own cities, but eventually one day your own state and your own country. Free from Europeans, surrounded by people who look like you, who walk like you, who walk in the same skin, though we have different cultures. Think about this. Your salvation can be in Africa. Moses took his people out of Egypt to save them from the Pharaoh. How would this be any different today? Are you not under the thumb of today's Pharaoh? Are you not Hebrew Israelites? A mass exodus at this point is absolutely mandatory and should be on your list of things to do. History repeats itself every time. And sometimes we need somebody on the outside to remind us the options that we have. Your destiny is not to perish in America, fighting for dirt. Your destiny is to one day rule the world with the people who look like you, you have an alternative to war. It is your presence in America that makes this country great. Without your presence, this country is nothing but just another European colony. Take your presence where it is wanted, where it can thrive. You have a continent at your disposal that will expropriate land to you. Contact the consulates. Contact the countries you want to make a deal with. Invest in real estate in these countries. Invest in real estate offices. Build offices in which you can take and export physical labor, non-ether beings from America, take them to Africa where they can work in these real estate offices and build properties, buy land, and eventually migrate slowly but surely and integrate with the continent of Africa to build your own state and eventually your own country. It's a scary thing to think about. I know. You're so used to where you are and you're not willing to part with it. I get it. My people went through that. My parents came here in '99 from Africa when a major civil war broke out in Ethiopia. Grandma was too old to hustle and tussle with the young folk, and she had a baby. Me. She already raised her children, but she couldn't see me suffer through that shit, so she brought me here. I know what it's like to relocate somewhere. I know how scary it can be, how taxing it can be, emotionally, physically, spiritually. But integration ain't shit but a matter of time. It's something you can accomplish in a matter of time. It's nothing. I came here not speaking a lick of English. Look at me now. You can't distinguish me from any other African American. Maybe my forehead. But you know what I'm saying? Integration can be scary, but it can be done. And if you are tired of suffering at the hands of people who see you as animals and will never see you as human beings, please consider what I'm telling you. Contact the African governments. Make a deal for them to expropriate land to you. Build real estate offices, build hospitals, invest in schools, create your communities, integrate and migrate to Africa, and build your Wakanda amongst people who look and live like you. A people who can cherish your existence rather than looking at you like you are a stain. Yes, I know we have some Africans online talking a bunch of shit, but we would deal with those people on our own accord. Don't worry about that. There are haters everywhere. There are haters amongst you in your own communities who hate black people. Hate is everywhere, no matter what culture you go to. Even within your own culture, there are people who hate themselves. So don't let that be the reason why you're afraid. You can overcome that. That's nothing. There are 3.4 billion people in Africa today. A small fraction of those people are the people we're talking about. They don't matter. The future you can build for yourself in Africa is 100 times more beneficial than a future you will have in America. Think about this. You can slowly build yourself up into a state, into a nation, into a country. Free from the interference of Europeans. Surrounded by the love of your non-ether beings. The greatest way to defeat colonialism in America is to cease being its slave and grant them the gift of your absence, not the benefit of your blood. Please think about this offer. Africa is calling you. We're waiting for you. You have an alternative. You don't have to die in America. Come live in Africa.
This is it. You guys have seen the video. These are people that understood where Black Americans are coming from. And why will I see videos like this and I will not pull them out? For those Africans in my comment sections always attacking me. Some even went to the point of threatening me, I'm gonna unsubscribe for your channel. You are not God. Unsubscribe. God will bring people that will subscribe. The truth is, there is nobody that will understand the pain that his fellow person is going through and that person will not appreciate. Let's just be honest. A lot of immigrants that are coming to America and always have issues with Black Americans. You guys saw a video I posted that was last month where this braider actually went, in case you didn't see that video, she actually went to an African shop to braid her hair. They had a conversation on WhatsApp and she told her she's going to pay $200. And she gave her the styles and everything that she wanted. She went, braid all the hair, and immediately she want to go. This lady was demanding for extra $50. That the hair she used in doing it is human hair, blah blah blah, east, west, north, and south. And this woman, this Black American woman, was like, that was actually not the agreement. This was the agreement that we had. Our chart is still here. They dragged her hair, pulled her hair, like it was so horrible to the point that the police have to come and intervene. In fact, those women were charged for kidnapping. They were charged for like a lot of things in felony, blah, blah, blah. But I can bet you that if reverse was the case, and it was a white woman that came to an African woman's shop to come maybe do anything regarding her hair, probably not necessarily braiding it, maybe washing it or something, and she even pay less than what they actually agreed, I can bet you that those African women will not say a word. They will let her go. But because it's someone that look like them, they feel like they can empower her, they can overpower her, they don't have any strength, she don't have anybody to help her as at that point, they went wide. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But now you can see from this video where immigrants are now saying good things that Americans have done for them, Black Americans especially, and how grateful they are and how thankful they are. It doesn't take anything to say thank you. And you can't tell me that with this kind of people that are saying good things about Black Americans, maybe they will have issues that Black Americans are supposed to intervene and they will not intervene. You can't tell me that with this type of people, they don't have good relationship with Black Americans. They must have good relationship with Black Americans. I keep saying it, Black Americans are not people that are so hard. They're not people that at the end of the day, you will see them and be like, they're tough. I have a Black American mother and a Black American dad. I'll keep saying it in my videos. Adopted me all the way from US. And I can tell you for a whole fact, these people has been a blessing to my life. A blessing to my life. People I have never seen with my two eyes, just by adoption. Not even considering that I'm married till date, these people still cater for me. And that's the level some of these Black Americans can go for you. So I'm not saying it because I hate Africans or I want to please Black Americans. I'm saying it because I have experience. So I'm in the right position as an African person to tell you as an African person that is doing the wrong thing to desist from it. Desist from it and embrace people that have suffered, people that have gone through slavery, people that have gone through hell just to make sure that that name American stands. Even despite the fact that most of these white folks are trying to twist the name upside down, are trying to make a lot of things not worth it. But understand that these Black Americans have done so well for a lot of people. Anyways, let me know what you think. Credits belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do what? Subscribe. Like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be Simba and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye, and let me know your honest thoughts as an African, as a Black American, and as a white person that has sense. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now. I love you guys.